Hello everyone. Today our topic is symmetrical fault analysis. So before starting this topic, we need to understand what do you mean by fault. So fault is any kind of failure which interferes with the normal flow of current. Okay, so the causes can be insulation failure of equipment, flashover of lines initiated by a lightning stroke, permanent damage to the conductors and towers, or accidental faulty operations. So these are the causes. Now coming to the types of faults. Okay, so coming to the types of faults, we are having two types. First one is a shunt type of fault, also called as short circuit fault, and second one is called series fault, also called as open conductors fault. Let us discuss one by one. So this is the shunt type fault. So it involves short circuit between conductor and ground, or short circuit between two or more conductors. So this is shunt type of fault and can be classified into four types. First one, line to ground fault. Second one, line to line fault. Third one, double line to ground fault. Fourth one, three phase fault. You can see the percentages next to each and every fault. It will indicate the frequency of the occurrence of fault in the power system. So majority fault is line to ground fault and the rare fault is three-phase fault. So here the three-phase fault can be triple line fault or triple line to ground fault. So this is about shunt type of fault. Now coming to the series type of fault. It will occur with one or two broken conductors which creates open circuits, simply called as series type of fault. Or it also happens in the circuits controlled by fuses or breakers which do not open all the three phases. That means it can open only one or two phases, and this three phase fault can be classified into two types. First one is one open conductor fault and second one is two open conductor faults. So this is about series type of faults. Next, coming to the symmetrical faults, we are talking about symmetrical fault analysis now. So that's why we need to identify the difference between symmetrical fault and unsymmetrical fault. So symmetrical fault means, let us consider a three-phase system. Okay, so if fault is happening in the happened in the system, then the fault level is same in all the three phases, then the fault can be treated as a symmetrical fault. If it is not happening like that, then it will be considered as unsymmetrical fault. Okay, so from our previous discussion, three-phase fault will be considered as symmetrical fault, and the three-phase faults can be triple line fault or triple line to ground fault. Remaining all faults will be considered as unsymmetrical faults. Okay, so this is the difference between symmetrical and unsymmetrical fault. Okay, now the next important point is fault calculation. So we all know very well that the power system is a combination of generation, transmission and distribution. So at every stage, each and every component will be protected with some protective devices. So why we need to have that protection means, if any fault is happened, then very huge current is going to be flowing into the system and that can damage our equipment. So that's why we need to isolate the faulty part from the healthy part of the circuit as early as possible, and that can be achieved by providing relays and circuit breakers. Okay, so the selection of circuit breaker is very important, and that will be dependent on, this is very important, dependent on the current flowing immediately after the occurrence of fault. Okay, so this will decide the selection of circuit breaker. So the estimation of these currents for various types of faults, okay, at various locations in the system are called as fault calculations, and which is very, very important. And the next point is transients due to short circuits. So here short circuit means symmetrical short circuit. Okay, so we are studying symmetrical fault analysis, no? So that's why this is symmetrical short circuit. Okay, so why we need to study transients? Okay, because in power system it is more of inductive nature. So the nature of the inductor is what? It will oppose sudden changes in current. So when fault has been occurred in the system, then huge current is going to be flowing into the system. So that will be opposed by our inductor. Okay, so that's why there is a clear possibility of transients in the system. So that's why we need to understand the transients due to short circuits. Okay, so under this point we are having two cases. First one is in transmission line we are going to analyze the transients, and the second one is in three-phase alternator that will be discussed in the next video. Okay, so this is the equivalent circuit of a transmission line, that too for one phase. So this is the supply voltage, and this is the resistor, and this is the inductor, switch, and then short circuit. This is the short circuit. Okay, so now according to the knowledge on transients, so the current before closing the switch, that is at t equal to 0 minus, the current, whatever the current is there in the system, will be same at t equal to 0 and will be same at t equal to 0 plus. So now we have applied KVL. Okay, so KVL for this particular circuit at t equal to 0 plus. So this is the supply voltage. Okay, so this is the supply voltage, and these are the sinks, and we need to find the voltages across the sinks. So this is the supply voltage, V equal to root 2 V sin omega t plus alpha minus theta. So this is the supply voltage, which is equal to voltage drop across the resistor, that is R into I of t, plus voltage across the inductor, L into di of t by dt. Okay, so here you can observe root 2 into V. So this is again based on our fundamental thing, Vrms equal to Vm by root 2. So Vm can be replaced by root 2 into Vrms. Like that we are getting the expression here. So now this is a typical differential equation. So whose general solution will be in this way. So if you want any kind of clarification in this equation, you just please refer circuit theory. There you can clarify your doubts. Okay. So now what I'm doing here, we are getting a negative sign, no? If I want to make it into positive sign, so in this expression I can take minus as common. If I do so, so minus of minus will become plus here. So and the angle is theta minus alpha. So and this part is there, no, root 2 V by mod Z, it will be multiplied with both these two terms. Then the equation seems to be like this. So this first part is called symmetrical short circuit current Is of t. The second part is called DC offset current IT of t. This can also be called as transient part of your fault current, and it will die out at t equal to infinity. Now we need to understand at what point, okay, so at what point we are getting maximum value of symmetrical short circuit current, at what point we are getting DC offset current as maximum. So based on that calculation, we can identify the maximum or the fault current immediately after the occurrence of fault. So now if we look into the first thing, that is symmetrical short circuit current, then this is a function of what? This is a function of sine. Okay, so this is a function of sine. Now when it will become maximum value? when sin omega t plus alpha minus theta equal to 1. Again, why 1? Because sine function has a limit of minus 1 to plus 1. That's why. Okay, so next part is transient part. So at what point we can observe the um, maximum value. Okay, so let us see. So this is the same current equation I have considered here. So this part analysis is over. Now we are talking about this part. Okay, so now this is the complete current equation in the system, which is a combination of IS, symmetrical short circuit current, and IT, that is the transient part of the current. So this is the transient part of the current. Okay, so now if we consider at this point, okay, so at t equal to 0, okay, so this point at t equal to 0 to the time at which the first peak is happening. So if we consider this particular period, the decay time is very smaller value and can be neglected. Okay, so if we neglect that, then this part is going to be 0. If it is 0, then e power 0 is what? 1. So that's why this part can be simplified into root 2 v by mod z sine theta minus alpha. Okay, so and we need to discuss this point. So that is maximum momentary current IMM. So this is nothing but the first peak value of your fault current is nothing but your maximum momentary current. So the same thing can be observed here. Okay, so this is the in short circuit current. Okay, the value corresponding to the first peak is called the maximum momentary short circuit current that we have seen in the previous slide. Okay, so now this is the first condition, no? This is the first condition, that is for IS, symmetrical short circuit current. So that part can be seen here. Sine function got 1. So now in this part, this is going to be what? 1. Okay, so then the final expression will be something like this. So still, is this your maximum value? Is this your maximum value? Okay, no. So how you get the maximum value? How you get the maximum value? In transmission lines, X by R ratio is very higher value. That means resistance is very low. Okay, so resistance is very low when compared with reactance. Okay, so when compared with reactance. So therefore, theta can be taken as approximately 90 degrees. If you do so, then from the previous equation, instead of theta, we can write 90 now. If we write the 90, then sin 90 minus alpha is nothing but cos alpha. So still, is this our maximum value? No. So again, so this is involving what? Cos alpha. So cos alpha, cos function will be having a limit of minus 1 to plus 1. So this cos alpha is going to be maximum value when alpha equal to 0. So if alpha equal to 0, then obviously this I of t current is going to be twice root 2 v by mod z. So this is the expression. So what is this root 2 v by mod z? This is nothing but this maximum value of symmetrical short circuit current. So that's why we can say this is the twice the maximum value of symmetrical short circuit current. So this effect is also called as doubling effect. Okay, So now I hope you understand each and every content in this derivation. And if you got any doubts, please comment. And if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.